Okay, so there are some significant legal changes on the horizon, changes that could leave you and your business exposed to claims, even if you've done nothing wrong. Most employers don't see it coming until it is too late. Let me show you what's changing right now and what you can do about it. Okay, everyone, so my name is Mike and the company is Cavell, and we specialize in providing HR support and solutions to health and social care providers so that they stay legally compliant and protected while focusing on what matters. That's the people that they care for. So today I want to walk through what's changing at the moment in time in employment law. So before I go into too much depth too quickly on this, I just want to talk through something that I think is really important to put this kind of into perspective, what we're going to talk about right now. And the first part I want to talk about is something called the gambling fallacy, which is if I go and bet on a roulette wheel and it comes out as red, then somehow mysteriously my odds of getting black the next time that roulette wheel spins is somehow higher. And of course they're not. The fallacy is it's still exactly the same as it was the first time round. The odds stay the same every single spin of that wheel. Well, the gambler's fallacy also applies to businesses in the sense that a lot of businesses and a lot of business owners that I talk to, they feel that they haven't had a claim yet. Nothing like that of that scale's gone wrong in their business just yet. It's unlikely to happen to them. I've been in business for 15 years and I've not had an employee take me to a tribunal. Congratulations, your risks of a tribunal are still the same as the first year. In fact, if anything, they probably go up when the law changes because you haven't adapted around that. So these are key things to bear in mind. Just because it's not happened to you yet does not mean you're less likely to have it happen to you in the future. It just doesn't. And the next point, just to kind of really nail that home that I want to work through, is a case that went through, I think it was Kent NHS Trust, and they had an individual who, bizarrely enough, this case is really bizarre, but bizarrely enough, they actually requested to move to a different department. There was something happening in the department they were working in. They didn't like it. They wanted to move. They put in a request to move. Now, bearing in mind, this NHS Trust has a real big, significant, expensive HR team behind them. They misread that letter. And they read it as that that person was looking to resign from their post. Without question, without seeking clarity, they accepted that resignation and dismissed that person. That person put in an unfair dismissal claim and claimed over £40,000. That's a clerical admin error, cost £40,000, and from a trust, an organisation that has a significant HR team behind it to boot. So if that sort of thing can happen to a business like that, you're damn right that it can happen to you and your three-man band. It absolutely can. So as we start to go through that, I just want to give a bit more context. So just in terms of that, let's have a look at what some of these risks are and what they entail. So there's going to be really some core problems that are going to be coming up. One is the employment law is shifting, and it's shifting faster than you probably think. And that's one of the worst cases about this is the sands are moving and shifting, but you're not really recognizing the difference just yet, but they are, believe me. So when we're talking about Labour's proposed employment rights bill, there's going to be a lot of changes that are going to come up with that, and they'll be coming up soon and fast. And you need to really start adjusting now, not when they start happening or after the event. Most businesses don't even realize that their policies or their contracts are already out of date as well. That's the next one. So a lot of the time you've been sitting and using the same contracts for the past 10 years. They are probably out of date. And that leaves you wide open to claims of discrimination, unfair dismissal, and even more. And that's the scary part about this. So the next question is going to be realistically, well, what can we do about that? What can you do about that? What can anyone else do about that? And the key thing is it's not a big issue. There are some real quick, easy wins to make on this. Absolutely. And you don't have to sit in that mire, but the longer you sit on it, the harder it is to correct those problems. So the first one is, one of the things we do is called a deep dive analysis. So we review literally everything to do with your people and your infrastructure in your business. But as part of that, we also review your contracts and your staff handbook. So we comb through everything. We go through the detail. We look at what is in there that needs to change, and we can tell you whether it's right and give you that assurance, or we can tell you what you need to change to give you that assurance. We check your legal compliance. So we're looking at everything from making sure your people are aligned to your culture. We look at what culture is you have in place, what management style you have, and we also make sure that your processes align to the latest regulations. So, for example, updates on things like flexible working. I'll come to that in a minute. We also highlight the gaps and tell you what to fix. And like I said at the beginning, it's about, are you right and are things okay? Thumbs up. If you're not, here's some quick and easy wins that we can put in place that help you to do that. It's simple, it's actionable, and there's no fluff, bullshit, or jargon. It's just action to put you into a safer place. You'll know exactly where you stand, and you'll know exactly what to do to fix the things that are a concern and a problem to you and your business. So what are the key risks and areas that you might be missing right now? Well, here are some that most employers are missing, which I'm experiencing at the moment in time from people that we're working with, or they haven't updated just yet. The first one is around sexual harassment. And there is a quick, easy solution to this one too, by the way. But laws have changed. You may not have known it, but they have. They have changed. And there are more protections coming too in the future. So if your process isn't up to date right now, well, I hate to tell you this, but you're really exposed. And that exposure should make you feel really uncomfortable, because it's putting you and your business in a real significant place of risk. One of the key elements is, well, A, look at your policies and procedures, and do you also have policies and procedures that cover this area? But B, to make sure that your managers and staff are trained sufficiently to recognize and identify and be aware of things that will cause or could lead to or be sexual harassment in the workplace. The second one is unfair dismissal. This will be the from day one rights that Labour are looking to bring in with effect within their employment rights bill. What does this mean at the moment in time? This is a huge one. This is massive. At the moment in time, if you employ somebody right now, then they can't claim unfair dismissal rights until they've reached their second year anniversary of working with you continuously. So that's a quite big thing. What's going to happen is that won't be there. So from the point that person is employed, obviously you will have your probationary period in place as well, but from the point that person is employed, they have the right to unfair dismissal, which means there's a lot more regulation, there's a lot more things for you to do and to be aware of. And believe you and me, when this starts to take effect, there are going to be a lot more businesses that are going to start falling foul of unfair dismissal rights. And dare I say it, there might be a few businesses questioning employment for certain roles, etc., in the future. In any case, on the basis of this too. Watch this space. The third one is flexible working rights. I think this one's gone through so many variations over the years. It's insane. No sooner have we had a new law that's come out covering flexible working rights, then we start to consider tweaking with it and making more adjustments. But the simple fact is where it's gone through so many different variations, especially more recently, a lot of businesses haven't even yet updated around those recent updates, never mind any future ones. So requests for flexible working will in the future become default, basically. And are your policies built around that, and are they prepared? The likelihood is no, they're not. And the fourth one on this list is around sick pay from day one. So much like unfair dismissal, it's going to be changing. So sick pay at the moment, you have what's called qualifying periods, which is typically the first 3 days are unpaid. What's going to happen and change around that is as soon as an employee goes off sick, they're entitled to statutory sick pay. So that will be a significant difference. It's going to be starting to jump forward too. What difference does that make? Well, sickness absence has a lot of costs attached to it. Some hidden, some are obvious and upfront. So this will be an obvious upfront cost that you're going to get. The cost of statutory sick pay might be significantly less than what you're actually paying people if they were actually there, but it just means that cost burden increases. And therefore, my question would be what your process is in managing that, and what are your policies in terms of managing that, and how are you actually effectively doing it? Because a policy is something that's in writing. How you're actually applying that is also equally important. So we've already helped so many businesses identify and fix these hidden risks and hidden risks that are coming up in the future that become legal claims in their businesses. We've already been highlighting that. Now, if you'd like us to do the same for you, if that's something you think will be helpful for you to get a review over, to give you some peace of mind, or to give you some actionable steps that you can take and apply in your business to give you more peace of mind in the future, then just give us a confidential chat. Click the link in the bottom of the article, which, by the way, if you are in the video and you're watching this, there will be a link in the description. If you are watching this on our page with the article is just below this video. So when you get to the end there, click on the button, get a time that's best for you. Let's book that in and have a quick confidential chat. There's no kind of fuss. There's just advice, just solid advice that's going to be coming forward. No jargon, no bullshit, and no commitments, no problems. So click on that, give us a chat, and we'll speak to you soon. All the best.